This is a video response to Chris Crocker's video, Gay Hate on YouTube. Now, I do experience somewhat negative comments on my page. They're not, as hateful as I'm sure the comments are on his page, but nonetheless, I find them extremely annoying. My personal opinion is if someone has nothing better to do than to leave negative comments on someone's page, even though they have no interest in it whatsoever, they need to get a life. Um, I don't see why someone would waste their time leaving a negative comment on someone's page. It just takes up way too much energy. All I do is delete my negative comments. Because honestly, why would I want someone, calling me retarded in a comment on my page? I don't. And I don't accept it. And I just spam the comment maybe 2 or 3 times, then I delete the comment and block the user, because I'm sure YouTube has to do something about, stupid messages like that. I wish that we could flag inappropriate comments. That would be nice. But I guess that can be done through, the little hand thing, like thumbs up, thumbs down. So, just leave feedback on those comments. If you think a comment's stupid, give it a thumbs down and spam it, and maybe the user will see that, oh, people don't really like that comment, I'll delete it. That's your right as a user on your page, is to delete comments that you don't like. Some people might say this is ridiculous because you're, trying to give, just change people's perspective on you. No. You're just trying to remain a positive person. I don't see anything wrong with that. And Chris Crocker is absolutely right. I don't see much information at all about negativity on the internet. Not that I go looking for it, but one would assume with the prevalence of negativity on the internet, on MySpace or YouTube or anything, that it would be a bigger issue. Now, I know that there are other much larger issues than hateful comments left on YouTube. And that's why I think that it hasn't been brought up so much. Because there are user-controlled ways to change the content on the site, as far as negative comments go. Just exercise that right to control the content on your page. And that's all there is to it. And if someone else decides to address it, that's great. I commend Chris Crocker for bringing this up. And I think he has a good point, in that no one will probably really pay much attention to this video except people that like him and already have a positive opinion of him. And there are going to be people that, all their life is hate. They have nothing else better to do. And they're going to leave hateful comments on it. Just ignore it. For real. It's really... I get that people do get very, very, very mean. And, I think Chris Crocker had this older woman, and she had kind of a squeaky voice, and I found her voice annoying, and she was very loud. But, she contacted the local FBI over death threats. Death threats are pretty serious, even if they're just, meant to be ridiculous. I don't think they are. I think it's very serious. You should never leave a death threat on someone's page. You should never post something like, just don't post vulgar things, especially in regards to violence. Violent comments are not necessary. Vulgar comments are not necessary. Death threats are not necessary. Come on. Why would you leave a death threat on someone's YouTube video? You really need to find something else better to do with your life if that's all you have to do is send people death threats on YouTube. Please. Um, you know, it's just ridiculous. I don't get why people are so ridiculous and audacious about these things. Really. Chris Crocker knows that he has no more media attention, really. I mean, if flashing his cock to the paparazzi was a plea for attention, it obviously did not work too much. I think it's funny that he did that, but obviously it did not get him more publicity, and the publicity that he's using is just to kind of further his own career in whatever he's doing, and I don't see anything wrong in that. He doesn't think he's famous. Obviously, he doesn't. Why would he say, you know, I'm the media's done with me if he didn't realize that already? Why would you leave a comment saying you're all washed up if he already knows that the media doesn't pay that much attention to him anymore? I don't know. I don't know. Certain people just don't have anything better to do with their time. Hell, play Guitar Hero like everyone else. You know, go to go on MySpace and write a blog about how much you hate something. But don't leave a stupid negative comment on someone's page, really. Would you want that done to you? That's what it comes down to. Would you want someone to leave would you want someone to leave a death threat on your page? I don't think so. Would you want someone to tell them would you want someone to tell you that, they're going to fuck you up? No, I don't think so. It's absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Find something better to do with your time other than leaving negative comments is the entire point. Because really, it's it's so disrespectful. It's utterly disrespectful. You do not deserve to be a human being living on this planet if you don't have enough respect for another human being to, respect their views. And I mean, even if you have a negative, even if you disagree with them, there are more positive ways to disagree with someone. It's, it's just ridiculous. And I know I've said that over and over again, but that's just what it is. So I hope that certain people realize how ridiculous they are. They probably won't, but that's why they have to do that, because they feel that's the only way to get attention. It really doesn't give them any attention. It really just makes people hate them. And I don't I think it's wrong to commend someone for leaving a hateful comment, even if you don't like someone. I don't know, that's just my opinion. Take it or leave it. Whatever.